Hello folks and welcome to another video for Camelot Unchained. Today we're going to look into the magic spells and their interactions. The magic and spell system will be very different from other MMOs out there. It is based on a game that Mark created 30 years ago into the MUD system. It will not be a system where you just button smash and see the spells firing out into your screen. There won't be spells pre-made from the developers that you can just select, put them on your bar and use them, or get access to more spells when you level up, as you know from other games. Here you build your own spells and use them. You'll be given certain runes to create spells, in theory. You will combine elements, shapes and sizes into a spell. For example, you use fire and ball, and then you have fireball. Sounds simple, but it will be much more complicated than that. You will have a whole arsenal at your disposal to create very different spells and magic. Runes represent specific magical forces, which may interact with one another in complementary enemy use. Core elements of fire, water, etc. are of course present, but each magic using class has specialized runes as well, to prevent class mirroring. So when you start a mage class in this game, you are given a spell book at the beginning. And as warriors and archers need to upgrade the weapons over time, you will also want to upgrade your spell book. You will be given runes and a spellbook, and then you will have to practice the spells, put the runes and various components together and see how to make a spell out of it. Or see if it works at all. And if it works, you can put it into your spellbook. Spellbooks level with the player, as the runes and the player's skill increases too. Once it is in the spellbook, you have to charge it. How do you charge it? With your blood or energy. It will have limited charges, thus limited uses, but over time you can upgrade that to use it more often or even make it more powerful. The more combinations you put together and use your spells, the more runes, variations and reagents you're gonna unlock. You can also share spells with other players from your spellbook. Spells always have a chance to critically succeed or fail. Spellcasting result is modified based on the proficiency with the components used. The result can also be modified by external factors, such as interrupts and buffs, debuffs on the player, as well as player stats such as a panic rating. You can also find reagents out in the world to infuse your spells, which would make them more and more powerful. Now you will think, fair enough, that sounds good. But all of that isn't very special, is it? Hold on, my dear apprentice. There will be a level of interactions between those spells in the world. As an example, your enemies put up an ice wall to protect themselves and you throw a fireball against it. Now in every other MMO the ice wall would just vanish, but here the fire and the ice combined will create steam. Now the enemy could throw a wind spell against the steam and that would come towards your group, damaging you in a hot steam. That steam could also be electrocuted, stunning everything that it's passing and doing damage. You see the options here. Dozens of variations that need to be figured out, created, tested and then put into your spellbook. Don't think of the spells in this game as simple spells. Imagine they are living creatures that interact with the players in the world. This system transforms the battlefield from a button smashing no brain exercise to a more complicated and challenging place. Skilled players and groups that play well together are rewarded for playing together and using those interactions. The outcome of battles is less predictable and different builds of mages might be useful at different times. This may reduce the must-have mage builds during sieges and small-scale battles. Now the environment might also have a huge effect on the spells. Many outside factors can affect the casting of spells, such as weather, seasons, day or night cycle. Imagine if it's raining, water is dripping down. Your fire spells might not be so effective then, or not work at all. If it's snowing, your ice spells and water spells might be even stronger or cause funny interactions, such as using a water rain spell when it's snowing, making it into an ice storm, damaging your enemies and slowing them down. Now, how would your day start as a mage? You log in, you will have to inscribe and power your book up. That won't take long, but that will be necessary in order to use your spells. Now you won't need to recharge your book and spells after every fight. And keep in mind you will upgrade it over time to be more powerful and resourceful. However, after a couple of fights you would need to recharge it, and there might be even a possibility to recharge it within a fight. As a mage you will be very powerful. However, you won't be able to cast your spells in a rotation over and over again with little to no downtime as in other MMOs. Because remember, they will drain your blood and energy. You will get weakened the more spells you use. You won't be very mobile when casting spells. You will be very slow or immobile when casting very big and strong spells. Running will not be possible. Although you won't be a glass cannon, there is the risk and reward in playing a mage class. So as you might have figured out by now, this system is pretty unique in the world of MMOs. The degree of customization is unmatched, and it's taken the interaction of spells on the battlefield and RVR to the next level. It also creates a level of immersion and customization that we have never experienced before. As previously mentioned, it requires you to react and work as a team during battles, rather than just to smash buttons as fast as you can. Exciting stuff, don't you think? I can't wait to check that out in the beta and later in the final game. As always, if you liked my content, please subscribe and share, and check out also my other videos. See ya next time.